So I recently had an occasion to go to a high school curriculum night. And I was anticipating the usual, here's the curriculum and the modules and off you go. But lo and behold, I went into one of the more advanced, it's a philosophy type of a class. Actually, it's for advanced Gemara. And the teacher had everyone sitting and started talking about the old Rubik's Cube. And so everyone stopped because everyone was looking in their booklets, right, to see where this course guideline was. And the whole content discussion was, I hated the Rubik's Cube. And the teacher went on about the emotions of frustration and just perplexity of getting the darn cube together as a kid. He hated the gift his parents bought him. He hid it and threw it away. And many, many years later, his own son got into the Rubik's Cube and the trauma came back. But lo and behold, the son had been watching Dr. YouTube, right? And had become quite an expert. And came to his dad and said, here, I want to show you how to do the Rubik's Cube. And showed him the key on how to do the cube. And he said, here he is now in his 40s, loving the Rubik's Cube. And it's quite therapeutic. And his message was, what I'm doing with your children in my class is I'm going to show them the key to unlocking, understanding this philosophical content. And that was his piece. And this, to me, Oren, was the most fantastic pitch I've heard in a long time in terms of understanding in that mini description everything about his class, what my son would be learning, and the style in which he'd be taught. And to me, that made me think even further when we're pitching our business to investors, stakeholders, new recruits, new customers and clients, whatever it is. Are we winning hearts and minds in a very succinct way? Do we have a Rubik's Cube story? And I want to know what you think.
I love it, and I love that story, and it's the perfect pitch. I mean, we talk about the perfect pitch, and the ingredients behind the perfect pitch is exactly what you were describing there. So one is just a story, because we all love stories.
Right.
We can listen to stories all day long, and you're starting to tell the story, and there was a bit of tension in that story, because for a teacher to come up and stand and say, like, I hate the Rubik's Cube, all the parents are like engaged, saying, what are you talking about? Like this negativity in my class. So he's creating tension and engaging you further.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. When we want to pitch something, you want the attention. We talked about this in one of the other videos, that trying to get people's attention nowadays and get the brain to focus on what I'm saying is actually really tricky, because it's all over the place. The best way to do that is through stories and creating tension in the story of saying, there's a problem. I hated the Rubik's Cube. So that's a perfect setup for the story, because now I'm listening. And I was listening to see where it's going. And then he sort of went through a process and then tied it in and told you the solution and tied it into what you're trying to do, because you're really connecting at an emotional level and leveraging some strategies that they're going to get people to focus on what you're saying. So I think those are the ingredients, absolutely, of a perfect pitch. Back to mistakes that so many people make.
Right.
And entrepreneurs spend so much time building their company and investing in the company, blood, sweat, and trying to win clients in 24-hour days. Like, it's crazy. We've all been there and we've done that. And it's a shame where they don't spend that amount of time into the pitch. If they think that they can just go and present to investors that I'm just going to wing it, right?
Right.
And so you can't do that, because it takes planning like everything else. You have to put together ingredients that are going to attract their attention, are going to stimulate the emotions and bring them on a journey, a story of why you founded this company, where the passion for founding the company's gone, why you're going to be here in 10 years' time when the road is rocky and there's no money and it's stressful. That's what they want to hear. They want to hear that. And then at the end of it, they want to hear, okay, so what does the product do and how are you going to make money? So it really has to be an emotional story that you're connecting with people, but that takes time. It takes time to sort of think through and plan and put together the storyline and the log line. And like the story you were talking about, there's a flow to it, creating the tension and some laughter and ending with sort of a conclusion, how that is meaningful to, like in your case, this is how I'm going to educate the kids, which resonated with you. So everybody needs to do some flavor of that, and it takes planning and it takes practice and it takes like deliberate effort putting that together, because it's not easy.
So if you too want to learn about your Rubik's moment or how to put it together, follow us at bedrockaffect.com and sign up, in fact, to our Perfect Your Pitch series and learn more today.